6 o'clock on this New Year's Day. Good morning to you. Not a good morning, unfortunately, here in the city of New Orleans, where we're here to report a mass casualty event. The New Orleans Police Department, Louisiana State Police, multiple investigators descended on Bourbon Street, downtown New Orleans, where some 10 people were killed overnight, dozens others injured after a vehicle crashed into that crowd on Bourbon Street near Iberville.
Even just talking about it, it seems like a surreal morning here in the city of New Orleans. Just devastating on so many levels. We do have multiple reporters out on scene. We are currently awaiting a news conference to hear from the superintendent, Ann Kirkpatrick, to try to get some more information about this. Right now, there are so many questions and not enough answers. This happened right around 3 a.m. this morning, a few hours after the city celebrated the new year, bringing in with fireworks on the riverfront, which is not far from where this scene unfolded, right there at Iberville and Bourbon Street. Of course, a lot of tourists in town for New Year's Eve. The Sugar Bowl is also happening, and it's just a highly populated area outside of an event weekend. So we can just imagine the amount of people who are down there, and we have been hearing from people who have seen this horrific scene unfold.
Yeah, they're speaking to our reporters who are on the ground this morning. We do have multiple crews there, beginning with our Winston Reed, who is live this morning over at the 8th District Station there in the French Quarter, where, Winston, you are awaiting an update from Superintendent Kirkpatrick, among other investigators.
That's right, awaiting an update from Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick and other law enforcement agents, and other law enforcement agents as well. And we previously reported that at least 26 people were injured. That number has risen to 30 people, according to NOLA Ready. 30 people have been taken to the hospital for injuries. This is after a vehicle plowed through a crowd of people in the French Quarter early this morning. This is a time of the week and a time of the year, really, where there's a lot of tourists and visitors in the city. We have the Sugar Bowl taking place today, actually. A lot of fans, representing both the University of Georgia and also the University of Notre Dame. And so a lot of people from around the country, perhaps internationally as well, here to view this event. And now we're sitting here amongst a tragic scene here in the French Quarter. 10 fatalities, mass casualty event, at least 10 fatalities reported from this situation as well, and many evacuations in the French Quarter, including Bourbon Street and other hotels in the French Quarter. We did see a group of people, many visitors who were traveling past the 8th District Station, getting back to their hotel, one of those hotels being the Royal Sonesta, after being evacuated earlier this morning. And when I was in the French Quarter making my way and surveying the area around 4 in the morning, it was very much crowded still. And some people were still trying to engage and, enjoy the nightlife, while others were very emotional. It was a mixed bag of emotions. People were in tears, crying from the situation that took place in the French Quarter. So it was a very chaotic scene throughout Bourbon Street and even up into Canal Street, where there are tons and tons of law enforcement agents posted. We did see the FBI here in the French Quarter as well, so federal agents are here. This is a national story now. It is also an international story as well, and all eyes are on New Orleans this morning following a mass casualty event on the first day of 2025.
Thanks. You heard him talking about, authorities being there not just on the local level, but also the national level. That just kind of signals to you what they're trying to piece together with this puzzle. Where also sources are telling us the governor is being briefed at this hour about what's happening. Winston, while we still have you, do you know if there's a time frame on when we can hear from Superintendent Kirkpatrick at all?
We didn't get an exact time frame, but we were told that the superintendent was here at the 8th District Station, and NOPD actually brought us here using all-terrain vehicles. I believe one was a RAV4, bringing us here from Canal Street. So they did set us up here in this area to talk to the superintendent. They didn't give us an exact timeline, but we are set to speak with the superintendent here shortly. We hope in the next 15 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe even less, depending on how long it takes them to get all of their information. We just got the update of that number of people injured from 26 to 30. That was within the last 45 minutes. So things are developing, and I think what NOPD is trying to do is make sure that they get all their information correct and accurate before they report it to us, because again, it is a situation that is continuing to develop and evolve, and I think it's just one of those situations where we have to stay patient and let the dust settle before anything can be officially reported. And of course, one thing that we will keep our eyes on as well is the intent behind the driver of this vehicle, who this person is, and why someone would drive their vehicle through a crowd of people in the French Quarter.
All right, Winston, we do thank you for that update there. Again, Winston, awaiting an update from NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick there at the 8th District as to where this investigation stands. Want to get it over now to our Leah McNeil. She is at Canal and Bourbon there. Leah, you had been speaking to people who witnessed this. What are you hearing right now as we get set for Leah's live shot there? Leah, again, what are you hearing now?
Loitering is prohibited here. Thank you.
Well, I've been spending the last 30 or so minutes, really that's an understatement, since I got out here just after 4 o'clock, just speaking to witnesses, and they're really all saying the same thing. A lot of them just still too shaken up to even go on camera, but they're all saying that this is just extremely heartbreaking, especially to happen at the beginning of the new year. We are right here at the intersection of Bourbon and Canal right now, where you can still see a very, very heavy police presence this morning. State police out here, NOPD out here. We've seen multiple ambulance units, some of those still out here on scene. Also several coroner's vans out here with Orleans Parish. So still very much an active scene, but as you just heard Winston say, we do know that, of course, that injured toll is kind of increasing now. We know 30 people are injured, at least 10 people were killed as a result of that car kind of plowing into the crowd that happened on Bourbon Street. I did speak to one man earlier. He did tell me that he was kind of walking about, winding the night down, because of course he said that he remembers it kind of happening just after 3:30 or around the 3:30 hour as he was making his way back to his hotel. He says that he saw some of the barricades, starting to be moved away, and then next thing he knows, he says he was a few blocks away and he heard multiple shots ring out in the area on Bourbon Street. At that point, like many other witnesses that we talked to this morning, he says that he just started running and did not stop until he made it here to Canal Street. So a lot of just high emotions for a lot of these witnesses and people who are honestly still out here right now. I've spoken to quite a few Georgia fans, quite a few Notre Dame fans who are of course here for the Sugar Bowl. A lot of them are very shaken up. One man I spoke to said that he's just incredibly heartbroken, of course, for the families who have to hear this news of their loved ones who are out here just celebrating the new year, celebrating life, what's to come in 2025, and now they're hit with the reality that their loved one may no longer be here, or might be in a condition that they're extremely injured. They might be a long road to recovery. So a lot of things, a lot of emotions. You still see it's a very active scene out here. Still seeing the patrol, mounted patrol unit out here at Canal and Bourbon. Of course, state police still as well, as well as a number of other emergency vehicles out here. So still a very active scene that we're seeing out here. We're going to continue to try and get more information from police, of course. I'll continue to stay out here talking to witnesses out here on the scene. But again, guys, just a very, very heavy and unfortunate situation that we are starting off the new year with.
All right, Leah, thanks. Of course, when you hear 30 people injured that we know of so far, the worry is that death toll would increase. There are now 10 people that we know of that have died, and when you don't know the extent of the injuries of all the more than 24 others, that worry really sets in, because you just don't know at this point, as it's a fluid situation.
Most definitely a fluid situation, but you stay with us. We're staying level-headed here as we continue to confirm the facts. We want to take a quick break.